Hello and welcome once again to Play Curiously and to another Crusader Kings 3 video. Today we're talking about the Forging a Kingdom mod. Now, in the last video, we talked a bit about the historical representation of Croatia in CK3. Personally, I thought it was fine, but it could do with a little bit more depth and a few really minor adaptations on the historical side of things, just to make it a little bit more immersive. So, as some of you may already know, I took the matter in my own hands and decided to make a small mod that will do just that. We're going to take a closer look at some of the mod's features, the graphics, the history, and some other stuff that I've been working on for the past month. Let me show you around the mod as it is in its current state. When I started working on the mod, I thought it would be really cool to have something recognizable that you can see at the very beginning of the game, which would instantly pull you into the atmosphere of the period and our series. I didn't particularly like the new 1.1 menu design, so I tried to come up with something that had a specific Croatian flavor, but which was also simple and not too cheesy. After trying a couple of different things, I decided to go with a menu inspired by Bašćanska ploča, one of the most important medieval artifacts in Croatia. To further this atmospheric feel and to flesh out the mod a bit, I also made a new bookmark with custom graphics and a backstory for each of the characters. I'll let you read all of this by yourself, but these texts describe the situations each of these characters find themselves in at the start of the game, and offer some historical guidelines for the paths they could take. Of course, it will be your choice whether you'll follow them or not, but their traits and skills should aim to push them in a certain semi-historical direction. Also, each of the three main dynasties, the Trpimirović, Domagojević and Cenulatović dynasties, now has a custom-made coat of arms, which is either their historical sigil or it's custom designed according to some stories, myths and legends. Now let me show you how I try to tackle the historical inaccuracies in the geopolitical situation of our area. The biggest change I made was to take Zdeslav Trpimirović and his family out of Slavonia and put him in charge of the Duchy of Dalmatia. Dalmatia was close to the Byzantines at the time, and considering that Zdeslav received help from the emperor, it made more sense to put him under his sphere of influence rather than inside Braslav's realm. Also, in reality, when Zdeslav reclaimed his throne, the Dalmatian cities had to pay tribute to him instead of directly to the emperor. Of course, this solution isn't completely historically accurate either, but I just thought it made a bit more sense for now. Unfortunately, until tributaries are in the game, there was nothing I could do to make either Croatia, Slavonia or Dalmatia more dependent to their lieges, besides making them full vassals. And right now, I'm leaning towards just keeping them independent. Just like we discussed in the last episode, I'd at least have to tweak their feudal contracts and inheritance mechanics, which are both beyond my modding skills. And also, when I tried it, it always caused a massive disbalance of power and early wars between East Francia and the Byzantines because of Zdeslav's claim. And these kind of things just didn't happen at the time. These wars were played behind the curtains, where both the emperor and the pope supported different rulers, but they never actually went to war with each other. It was also kind of difficult for both of them to get completely invested in these conflicts, because there were other dangers in the Adriatic, so in reality, the Croats could basically do whatever they wanted. That's why I'd rather keep these duchies independent for now and give the option of becoming someone's vassal to you. For example, if you do choose to swear fealty to the Byzantines as Zdeslav, the emperor will press your claim in a few years in. Similarly, you could swear fealty to East Francia as Brasław, and you'll be better protected from the Magyars when they arrive. So I think that this represents the weak feudal relations of the time well enough, because you kind of have to go to your liege and confirm his suzerainty in order to get help. so we'll just leave it like that for now. For this mod, I also decided to tweak the county names a little bit. Some of them are named after the most important cities, some of them are named after the regions, and when I tried to choose one of these systems, it never felt really right, so I just left most of them as they are. But I've made some little corrections which you'll notice when you're playing the game. Now, the really cool thing about this mod, in my opinion, is the fact that I gave all of the Croatian characters customly assigned traits and skills according to what we know about them from history. Each of these characters is thought out and balanced to try and keep them on a semi-historical track as much as possible, without giving them too much power. We'll talk a bit more about the characters in the next video, where I will try to offer a few possible paths that each of these characters can take in your playthroughs, and I will also present to you some new characters that I created specifically for this mod. So as you can see, for now, the mod mostly focuses on the visuals and the atmosphere, but in the future I want to expand the mod. I want to add some custom events, some new characters, and try to further improve the historical accuracy of the game. The mod will be available on the Steam Workshop starting today, and it will hopefully be updated as the series progresses. I have a lot of great ideas for it, but my modding skills are still a bit rudimentary, so it will take some time until I learn to do everything I want to implement. The mod will be free, of course, but you can consider supporting Play Curiously on Patreon, and I'll try to find some more time to work on the mod. If you like the video or the mod, thumb it up, share it, subscribe with the notifications turned on, and don't miss any new videos on this channel. That's it for today. Play curiously, and I'll see you soon.